Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are talking about a huge transformation happening at one of Colombia's biggest broadcasters. RCN Radio is completely shaking up its entire lineup, and we're going to break down exactly what's changing, why they're doing it, and what it all means for you, the person tuning in.
So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the big picture makeover. Then we'll zoom in on the two new information systems they've created, La FM and Alerta. We'll also solve the mystery of where the music went, and then we'll try to get inside their heads and decode the master strategy behind this whole thing. All right, so you're going to want to mark your calendars for August 4th, because that's when everything changes. And listen, this isn't just some minor scheduling tweak. RCN is fundamentally redesigning its most famous brands from the ground up to create a totally new listening experience. It's a really big, bold move.
Okay, let's get to the heart of it. The single biggest change here is the creation of two powerful and really distinct information systems. Each one is built to serve a completely different purpose. And this is the core of the whole strategy. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got La FM. That's your go-to for the big picture stuff, the national news, the deep analysis, the expert opinions. But on the other side, you've got Alerta. And that's all about what's happening, right on your block. Super local news, reports from citizens, and community service.
So first up, let's dig into La FM. If you're a longtime listener, you probably knew it as a mix of music and news. Well, get ready for a major shift, because it is becoming a dedicated, 24/7, all-in news and information powerhouse. And here's a peek at what a typical day will look like. You kick off the morning with that hard-hitting national news. But then, midday, things get really interesting. The broadcast actually splinters, becoming regional and tailored specifically to what's going on in each city. The afternoon shifts into sports and culture, before diving right back into heavy-duty analysis and big interviews in the evening. It's the whole spectrum of information all day long. This quote from the director, Juan Lozano, really gets to the why. He says the goal isn't just to broadcast from the capital out. It's about having teams on the ground in every city, generating news that actually matters in that city. It's all about getting closer to you with the facts that are most relevant to your life.
Now, let's talk about the second pillar of this strategy, the Alerta system. So if La FM is the national conversation, think of Alerta as the local one. It's literally designed to be the community's own microphone.
And they are going all in on this idea. The Alerta network is blowing up to become the largest popular radio system in the entire country, with more than 20 stations. That kind of scale is what lets it be truly hyperlocal and really serve as the voice for communities everywhere.
The national director, Francisco Romero, explains the mission perfectly. He calls Alerta the microphone we put in the streets. You see, it's not just about reporting that there's a problem. The idea is to be an intermediary, to take that complaint from a citizen and actually help them find a solution. I mean, that's service journalism at its absolute core.
Okay, so La FM is now all news all the time. That leads to a pretty obvious question on a lot of people's minds, right? What in the world happened to the music? Where did all those classic hits go?
And for all of you who tuned in specifically for that awesome mix of music from different generations, don't worry. The music has not just vanished into thin air.
It's just moved. It's got a new home and a new name, La FM Plus. This is the new, dedicated digital station that's going to carry that musical legacy forward, playing all those hits from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s that everybody came to know and love.
And it's not just about La FM Plus. This is part of a much bigger strategy to make all of RCN's music brands stronger. Get this. El Sol, their legendary salsa station, is expanding to 11 cities. And Radio Uno, which is a juggernaut for popular music, is growing its reach to a massive 32 cities. They are seriously doubling down on specialized music.
Okay, so we've seen the what, the new stations, the new schedules, but now let's put all those puzzle pieces together and really decode the why. What's the master plan that's driving all these huge changes?
At its very core, this whole thing is a response to us, the modern audience. In a world where you have endless choices, people want stuff that's made just for them. They don't want a little bit of everything in one place. They want a lot of the one thing they really love.
And, hey, you don't have to take my word for it. RCN's VP of Content, Alejandro Villalobos, pretty much confirmed it. He calls these changes bets that are all about adjusting to how people consume content today. It's all about specialization,
giving each audience exactly what it's searching for.
So when you boil it all down, this is a massive pivot away from that old one-size-fits-all model. Instead of having one station try to be everything to everybody, RCN is building this whole portfolio of super-focused brands, where each one is designed to be the absolute best in its own lane.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. RCN is making this bold bet that the future of audio isn't about being broad, it's about being deep. So is this the new blueprint for radio in the digital age? A future filled with hyper-specialized stations, one for every single listener's taste? It's a huge experiment, and you can bet the entire industry is going to be watching to see how it plays out.